The Sacred and the Profane. What spaces reveal about our need for meaning. Inspired by Mircea Eliade. Have you ever felt a sense of awe walking into an ancient temple or a majestic cathedral? Or maybe you've experienced a feeling of peace in a quiet corner of your home? Why is it that some spaces make us feel connected, inspired, or even something greater? This fascination with the idea of sacred versus profane space isn't just a modern-day curiosity. It's a question that has puzzled and inspired humanity for millennia. And today, we're going to delve into this topic with the help of Mircea Eliade, one of the most influential scholars of religious studies in the 20th century. So who exactly was Mircea Eliade? Born in 1907 in Romania, Eliade was a historian of religion, a philosopher, and a professor at the University of Chicago. He's best known for his groundbreaking work in the history of religions, but The Sacred and the Profane is one of the more popular works which he published in 1957 and offers a profound insight into how humanity has always distinguished between spaces that are sacred and those that are ordinary or profane. Eliade spent his life exploring religions and myths from around the world, and his work has become a cornerstone in understanding the roles of spirituality in human life. So let's start with the question, what makes a space sacred? Well, according to Eliade, a sacred space is more than just a physical location. It's where the divine breaks through into our world, where the ordinary touches the extraordinary. In a sacred space, we're not just standing in a room or a field, we're standing at the center of the cosmos, the very point where heaven and earth meet. Eliade calls this the axis mundi, or world axis. Think of it as the invisible pillar that connects the heavens, the earth, and everything in between. Now, for ancient cultures, this wasn't just a metaphor, it was a lived reality. And you know what? It's still a reality for many of us today. One of the most recognizable examples of sacred space comes from the story of Jacob's ladder in the Bible. Imagine this. Jacob is fleeing from his brother and finds himself alone in the wilderness. He lies down to sleep, and suddenly he dreams of a ladder stretching from earth to heaven, with angels moving up and down it. When he wakes up, he exclaims, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it." From that moment, that simple patch of ground transformed into a sacred space, a gateway into the divine. What was once ordinary became extraordinary because it was touched by the sacred. Eliade uses this story to illustrate a profound point. A sacred space isn't just marked by physical features. It's an intersection, a meeting point where the divine makes itself known to us. And it's this revelation that elevates it from the profane world around it. If you find this exploration into Eliade's ideas intriguing, you'll definitely want to check out our in-depth article on the Isle of Nine's blog. It's a space where we take a closer look at Eliade's work and the incredible ways his theories can enrich our understanding of the world today. Click the link in the description below to explore more about how sacred spaces have shaped cultures throughout history. Trust me, it's a read you don't want to miss. But this idea isn't unique to the Bible. Cultures around the world have always sought to create spaces where they can connect with something greater than themselves. Take Hindu temples, for instance. Their intricate architecture isn't just for show. Every pillar, every curve, every corner of the temple is designed according to ancient principles that align with cosmic forces, creating a space where humans can come face to face with the divine. Or consider the sacred mountains of Japan, like Mount Fuji. For centuries, it has been a place of pilgrimage, a sacred spot where heaven and earth are thought to come closer together. In the West, we have the grand cathedrals of Europe, which were deliberately designed to mimic the structure of the universe and to draw the eye upwards towards the heavens as if inviting worshippers to reach beyond the material world. Eliade's insight here is breathtakingly simple but profound. Throughout history, Humans have always sought to break free from the limitations of ordinary, profane spaces and enter into a world that feels, well, sacred and at the same time meaningful. There's still this question: how do these spaces become sacred in the first place? It's not just about the architecture or the location. For a space to be sacred, it needs to be consecrated. That means that it requires rituals or ceremonies and even sacrifices. In the ancient world, when a king laid the foundation for a new temple or city, it wasn't just a groundbreaking event. It was a cosmic act, a recreation of the original moment of creation. By performing rituals, people would transform an ordinary space into a microcosm of the universe, and they would align it with the divine order. It's almost like humans have this innate urge to build a bridge to the divine and to establish an axis mundi wherever they go. That's why even today we find ourselves drawn to spaces that invite us to step out of the chaos of daily life and touch something deeper. Now you might be thinking, that's all fascinating, but what does it mean for us today? Our world is dominated by technology and skyscrapers and endless to-do lists. And then the sacred might seem like a distant memory. But here's the twist. These ideas are more relevant than ever. Well, today people still crave the sacred, even if they don't realize it. Well, look around it and you'll see it. Meditation rooms in busy offices, community gardens amidst concrete jungles, or even the simple act of lighting a candle at home. These are all ways we try to carve out a little piece of sacredness in our chaotic and modern lives. Eliade's work reminds us that no matter how advanced or secular we become, there's a part of us that longs for spaces that offer more than just shelter. We yearn for places that allow us to connect and to find meaning and to orient ourselves in a world that often feels overwhelming. So what can we take away from all this? The sacred isn't something that belongs solely to the past or to religious traditions. It's a part of who we are as human beings. It's our way of making sense of the world and of finding meaning in the chaos, by reminding ourselves that there is something greater out there. As Mircea Eliade beautifully put it, the sacred and the profane aren't just about spaces. They're about how we see the world. And by recognizing and honoring the sacred, we're not just building temples, churches, or meditation rooms. We are building bridges to each other, to the universe, and perhaps to something divine. What's your sacred space? Where do you go when you need to feel connected, inspired, or just a little closer to something beyond yourself? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you're eager for more, head over to the Isle of Nines blog for a deeper dive into Eliade's work and his incredible insights into the sacred. You'll find the link in the description. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the mysteries of our world.